While we continue to follow the developments in the Middle East, the tensions right here at home are also on the rise. One of the most extreme incidents is the killing of a 6-year-old little Palestinian boy in a Chicago suburb by a U.S. Air Force veteran.
1 week after the terror attacks in Paris, passions are running at a fever pitch in America. A public meeting about a mosque in Virginia was disrupted by this tirade.
You are terrorists. Every one of you are terrorists. I don't care what you say.
I was concentrated on my prayer. This is a specific time between me and God. I kind of ignored that and just focused on what I was doing. But as the screaming and as the yelling became louder and louder, I started to recognize what this woman was saying. What she was saying, and I won't put it as graphically as she kind of put it, was she's telling me that I was an effing terrorist.
Everywhere you look, either on the internet, Hollywood, or even online, if you search the word terrorist, you are almost always shown pictures of men with huge beards and turbans screaming Arabic words or praying in a mosque. If you also check the media, if you search for terrorism, the word Muslim is always in the title. It doesn't end there. They are also portrayed as oppressors who keep their women hostage and prevent them from wearing whatever they want, which, by the way, is a sign of freedom in the West. We all loved watching Chuck Norris's movies in the late 90s where he always obliterates so-called terrorists in foreign countries.
I loved the 1980s when Chuck Norris used to kill swaths of my people with a machine gun.
But the important questions lies here. Are these accusations justified? Are they really terrorists? Are they cold-blooded murderers? Are they oppressors? Why does every other religion seem to have a problem with them one way or the other? And why are they so hated? Or is this just another way of the mainstream media controlling what people think? This is one of the most controversial videos I have ever made, but before we jump into the deep ends of it, let's understand what Islam is and what exactly Muslims practice. Islam, by definition, is a religion of peace, a major world religion promulgated by the Prophet Muhammad in Arabia in the 7th century CE. The Arabic term Islam, literally surrender, illuminates the fundamental religious idea of Islam, that the believer, called a Muslim, from the active particle of Islam, accepts surrender to the will of Allah. In Arabic, Allah, God. Allah is viewed as the sole God, creator, sustainer, and restorer of the world. Their religious book is the Quran, and they believe in prophets and messengers, which were sent by Allah to propagate Islam, prophets including Prophet Isa, also known as Jesus, Musa, known as Moses, Ibrahim, known as Abraham, Prophet Muhammad, and so many more. They also believe in faith and angels. Type in the comments what you think of Muslims and also what country you're from. Also, please don't forget to like and subscribe. We are also on Facebook and Twitter now. We are on Facebook as Some Channel and Twitter as Some Channel ShepYT. Thank you for following. Let's get back to it. Now that you understand what Islam is all about, you need to learn about some buzzwords to really understand the correlation between Islam and terrorism. I'm sure most have heard of this word as it is thrown around by the Western media quite a lot. The word is jihad. Most people don't know the meaning of this word, or rather have misinterpreted it to directly translate to terror or violence. But what jihad is really about is quite the opposite. Jihad in Arabic literally means struggle or effort, but in Islam it simply implies meritorious struggle or effort. Now, the exact meaning of jihad depends on the context in which it is being used. It has often been erroneously translated in the West, holy war. Jihad, particularly in the religious and ethical realm, primarily refers to the human struggle to promote what is right and to prevent what is wrong. In the Quran, jihad is a term with multiple meanings. During the Meccan period, c. 610-622 CE, when the Prophet Muhammad received revelations of the Quran at Mecca, the emphasis was on the internal dimension of jihad, termed sabr, which refers to the practice of patient forbearance by Muslims in the face of life's vicissitudes and toward those who wish them harm. In the Medinan period, 622-632, during which Muhammad received Quranic revelations at Medina, a new dimension of jihad emerged, fighting in self-defense against the aggression of the Meccan persecutors, termed qital. In the later literature, comprising hadith, the record of the sayings and actions of the Prophet, mystical commentaries on the Quran, and more general mystical and edifying writings, these two main dimensions of jihad, sabr and qital, were renamed Jihad al-Nafs, the internal spiritual struggle against the lower self, and Jihad al-Sayf, the physical combat with the sword, respectively. They were also respectively called Al-Jihad al-Akbar, the greater jihad, and Al-Jihad al-Asghar, the lesser jihad. So to explain this in simpler terms, whenever Muslims were waged a war against and they fought back, it was jihad. Whenever you saw a brother in distress and you brought him out, it was jihad. Whenever you give to charity, it was jihad. If you also performed missionary services, it was jihad. The only difference is that there are two types of jihad, the great one and the small one. This is not all about jihad, but this is just a summarized version based on my research. For the past weeks, I've noticed the tension in the world and the hate, and in my opinion, I don't think we should live in hate. Obviously, popular terrorist groups such as the Islamic State, Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, and so on have committed some unforgivable, inhumane, and inexcusable offences, and anybody that supports those is justified to be called a terrorist. I also don't think, because of the actions of a few, we should label a whole sect of people, over 1 billion people, terrorists. Even the Bible preaches to love your neighbour as much as you love yourself, and the Bible didn't specify any religion. Every religion preaches peace, love, and harmony, but we still allow it to divide us. It saddens me to see the current state of the world where we allow religion, race, culture, and other uncontrollable factors to influence how we think about others. I don't think the intentions and attitudes of an individual can be solely determined by their religion. We were all birthed into a particular religion. This is something we can't control. Please learn to love other humans no matter their background. Life is too short to be harboring hate in your heart. And by humans, I mean Muslims, Christians, Jews, Buddhists, Hindus, black people, white people, Semites, green people, and even red people. Don't see other human beings as animals because of their background. Learn to love and make a positive impact in the world. And I also think Muslims as a people should be given the benefit of the doubt, as we do with other religions. We don't label all Christians racists because of the KKK. We also don't label all Buddhists as extremists because of extremists. So I don't think it's fair to label all Muslims terrorists because of the actions of actual terrorists who use religion as a cover for their atrocities. Please refrain from judging people because of their religion. Blame the person and not the religion. Have an amazing day.